Everything's going bloody wrong.
Hello.
Oh.
In the face with my dowsing rods.
Hiya!
I
Is Dan coming on later?
don't know. He didn't say. He said he wasn't feeling well, or he was in a bad mood, and he said that he probably wasn't going to come on. So
Who's upsetting? Is it you, Lo?
All the time, I just think I breathe, and that man gets upset.
Yeah.
Hey, William.
I know. Look, normally we sing on people's birthdays, but it's a special birthday for a young man that's going to be, I think he's 7 today.
wow.
And that's Jay's son, Lucas. So I want to just do a big shout out to Lucas and wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. And I hope your dad buys you lots of presents.
Yep. Steal all his money. That's my best advice.
Yeah, steal all his money. Hi, Betty. Hi, Rita. So tonight we are talking about dowsing.
Yep.
And it's all Eric's fault.
I should think it's Jamie's fault because she's the one that chose it.
Who was it?
Jamie.
Jamie. Oh, it's Jamie's fault.
Oh, that explains it. He picks a subject and then buggers off. I mean,
so does anyone want to kick it off with dowsing? No?
Well, tonight I think I'm going to listen to you two because I'm not really a fan of dowsing, and I think it's because I've never had such luck using them, and I have had shots of them, but I just can't get the grasp of it, and it doesn't. I mean, I don't even tight grip them. I hold them enough that obviously.
Maybe you're not using the right tool.
Yeah, I know you can do them like this if you want to, just by hanging them on your finger. But I got the ones that had the handles where it moves, and I keep getting hit in the head.
Ah.
So I can give you some pointers here, though, because I used to do workshops on dowsing many, many, many years ago. And so I might be able to help you find the right tool, and you'll be surprised what you can use for dowsing. So, do you want to talk about the history of dowsing before we start?
Yes.
Get into it.
Yep.
So, history of dowsing. It's historically used for the ability to find or locate water, gold, and other minerals. In France, physicians have been known to use the pendulum in assisting them for making diagnoses, including allergies and other ailments. I mean, I hope to God they don't do that now because you can't be sure on it. Cave drawings in Spain dating back to the... I can't even read my writing. Cro-Magnon era, or around 40 to 50,000 years ago, showing dowsing at that time. So there's even pictures of dowsers or dowsing in caves, which is, to me, that blows me away. I think that's amazing. In Iraq, too, cave drawings were found depicting dowsing some 8,000 years ago.
Wow.
Right, so this is nothing new. This goes right the way back, all the way through history and all over the world. In Tutankhamun's tomb or pyramid, I don't quite like calling him King Tut, so I won't. But in Tutankhamun's pyramid, dowsing tools were also found. Okay, Queen Elizabeth I had German miners come to England to teach her miners how to find ore deposits, and the ore deposits that they needed at the time through dowsing. So that's something that's quite interesting. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Dowsing during the 15th and 16th century were thought to be witches or the devil's work, and some were thought to be water witches. Now, you might have heard of water witches, Lo.
Yep.
As they used branches of the witch hazel tree to succeed in finding water. So that would have been the wire rod.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture of the wire rod in a bit. In the Vietnam War, the pendulum was used in dowsing, used to detect landmines. And this is also true of the Falklands War. Dowsing was used to try and detect the landmines. Divination and dowsing is also mentioned in the Bible. Oh, Bobby. He's terrible, isn't he?
Hey, Siobhan, welcome to the show.
So divination and dowsing was mentioned in the Bible many times. The rod, the wand, the scepter is also mentioned. All these are tools of divination and dowsing. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. So this shows you that it's not just used for a paranormal sense. It's been used for many other things, which to be fair, I knew that it was used for minerals and that, but that was quite an interesting. I really liked your wee history lesson there.
Sorry, go ahead.
So what is dowsing? Does anyone know what dowsing actually is? Or what names could you use for it? Because people call it many things and then it gets misconstrued as to what they're actually calling it. I mean, you can call it divination, you could call it divining, you could call it scrying, you could call it dowsing. They're all the same thing.
Yeah. I've heard it called divination and dowsing. Dowsing first, though. Because I knew they were used for water, but I didn't know they were used for paranormal until I saw them used for it. So,
well, I have a theory about that, but we'll come to my theories at the end.
Kathleen.
Dowsing is a normal sensory perception available to birds, fish, animals, and man.
Yeah.
So what do you get from that as a normal sensory perception? What does that actually mean? So let's look into this a little bit further.
Well, I know birds go on magnetic poles of the earth to do their flying. So,
Well, it's like the salmon. The salmon, the fish, swim back to the place of their birthplace to breed every year. Swallows will use it every year when they migrate. Even dogs use it to cross country to find their way back home to their owners. You hear of these dogs. Owners move, dog gets out and runs back hundreds of miles to the home that they came from. They're not reading a map, so how do they know how to get back home? So this is an example of your own sensory perception. Okay, remember this. So some famous dowsers in history. Who do we know that used dowsing? You'll be surprised when I tell you. Hi, William. Hi, Sarah.
Okay, we're going to look at this.
Okay, so Leonardo da Vinci apparently used dowsing.
Hey, Louise.
I'm using the word dowsing, but you could call it divining, scrying, whatever it is you want to call it. Albert Einstein used dowsing. General Patton in the US Army used dowsing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, we mentioned the landmines earlier, right. Robert Boyle, the father of modern chemistry, he used dowsing.
Wow.
And Sir Winston Churchill. I'll tell you a secret about Sir Winston Churchill. He was also a bit of a psychic.
Oh, really?
But he did like his dowsing. So, there's only just a handful of famous people that I could find when I used to do it back in the day that liked their dowsing. What can you use for dowsing? Now, you've got your rods in front of you. You want to show
Yes.
everyone your rods?
I don't know. Here.
Go show them off.
They're cracking.
Can you
They
see them
look
good?
smart, aren't they? What are they made of, those ones?
Copper.
They're copper ones.
Yep, they're copper ones, and they have the movable handles where you can just hold them in your hand and the rods move. But I keep getting hit.
See, you're posh. See, mine haven't got any movable handles. It's just a rod that's been bent into
Yeah.
shape. Quite boring, really. And I have a larger pair here. They're massive. I don't have my Y rods because I made my Y rods out of wood from a tree.
Oh, wow.
But if I wanted to use Y rods again, and I knew I was going to be using them or it was coming up, I would go and pre-make it and have it so it's when you take the bark off, it's still quite wet and springy.
Mhm.
Because you need that little bit of springiness with Y rods, and I'll show you why in a bit.
Okay.
We also have
Yeah, I got-
pendulum.
I've got a pendulum.
You got a
Ah.
pendulum.
They're the
Yeah.
only ones that I found.
I got one. 2 minutes to go and find it. I'll show you.
Go get it. Go get it. So pendulums can come in all shapes and sizes, and they don't have to be crystals.
Not the same thing, Rose.
No. So they can come in all shapes and sizes. My one that I favour for my dowsing work is this crystal here, which is fluorite. I don't know how well you can see that.
Yeah, I can see
And
it pretty good.
I also have a larger crystal on there. It's a heavy one because I need the weight when I do my dowsing. So that is my preference.
Wow.
But you've got, what was your one, Eric?
I found the card the other day. It's the green one. I don't know what it's called anymore. Forgot the name of it.
Oh, that looks nice.
Mm.
I've not
Yeah.
opened it yet because that when Stephen got me a Ouija board, it came with one of them,
Oh,
Oh, wow.
and then it came with that. Obviously, I've no opened it, so this is you out the packet tonight.
That's nice. Oh, I like
oh,
that.
that's pretty. That's a nice quartz there.
That's
Yeah.
it.
William, yeah, no, I think dowsing is different to scrying as well.
Yeah, it is.
So I've got some other things that you can use for dowsing that people don't think of. So you don't have to go out and spend loads and loads of money. If you don't want to make your own or use your own Y rods from the tree, and ask the tree before you start cutting branches and things off. Here's something you can use dowsing. Your handbag.
Oh, I didn't know you could use
Use
that.
a handbag for dowsing. Seriously. People
I
don't
do.
realise that. And this is handy. If you don't know what to choose for dinner, get your handbag out and douse over the freezer aisle. Shall I have fish or shall I have chicken? And let your handbag choose,
Usually how I decide what I'm going to have for dinner is I open my wallet and then
Here's another thing you can use for dowsing.
Mm.
Seriously, your shoe or your trainer, as long as it's got laces, and you've got a good weight on it, and you can use your shoe. You do not need to go out and spend loads and loads of money to do this. I think that's I like it. So yeah, so there are some of the things that you can use for dowsing. Now I've got a picture to show you some Y rods. We mentioned the Y rods before. Now I'm pretty useless at technology, so bear with me, guys. I'm going to share a screen. And I think these are, to be honest, I think these Y rods are posh ones,
Oh,
Can you see? Oh
yeah.
Let me open it.
Okay.
There you go. So can you see that? Everyone see that? Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
So that gentleman has got his Y rods, looks more like a V, I know, but it's that tip at the end. See where he's got it pulled apart? He walks along with tension, and that thing will fluctuate up and down and tell him exactly where the water source is. And at that point, he'll be able to decide for whether he's going to dig his well there or not. But that is a good example of Y rods, and something that was seen. It was more popular in the 70s and 80s. William Southey, you would know better than me, but I'm sure it was all the rage to get that going and walking along. And I know that the Uncle Norman Fahey, he used to believe in using dowsing for other things, not so much paranormal, but for other things like Castle Rising. And here's a picture here, the ancient Egyptians, and this picture is depicting dowsing rods.
Yeah.
And that was just to give you a little bit of an insight there of what they might have used. But we don't know for sure. It was all suggestion, you know. But it's a great picture, I think.
Yeah.
It's a great picture.
I know you like that picture, don't you?
It's because it's Egyptian, that's what it is.
Oh, as long as you're not going to start singing Walk Like an Egyptian.
I'll try and not crack into tune.
Have I stopped sharing now? Oh, yes, I'm back again.
Yeah.
Right, so how does dowsing actually work? Does anybody know?
No, I do not know how it works.
Is it?
Like I said,
Is it not like your? Sorry, Eric.
No, go ahead.
Is it not you're one of the scientists I read when I was looking at it there? It says it's something to do with your muscles, your unconscious muscles, making it move.
And your unconscious mind sending pulses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with spirit. I don't know, maybe they could manipulate it, but it's you that's actually doing it. It's you that's actually finding it, and it's you that's doing the work. Spirit do not move your dowsing rods.
Wow.
Okay? So this is you tapping into subconscious energy, and it's you telling yourself through whatever tool that you're using, this is the spot, or this is what it is. Unexplained energy. It's not paranormal. None of it is paranormal. It comes from within you. Okay? So when you use like mediums, how can I explain this to you in a way that makes sense? There's part of your brain that doesn't get used. Mm-hmm. Okay? So this is your dormant part. When you go into meditation, you start working on a higher vibration, on a higher energy field. You then start tapping into that dormant part of your brain, and you ignite it into action, into work. So this dowsing, whether you realise or not, it's that part of the brain that's coming into play, and opening you up, opening your mind up, opening your body up, opening you up to doing something fabulous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what dowsing is. And why I firmly believe, and I when I use my dowsing crystal, it can be as still as you like. It's my brain that will send impulses down my arm to my hand and start moving this crystal. And it will give me a yes, or it will give me a no, or whatever it is. So that, I believe, is how dowsing actually works. It doesn't matter what tool you're using, it's coming from you.
Okay, so then my problem is that mine has stopped working, or the pendulum I can't get working even though I chose it.
Mm-hmm.
So is it something that's blocking that part? That
could be. So yeah, it's your unconscious mind, Wayne. You don't actually know that you're using that part of your brain. It can be manipulated. Those people that are not honest, genuine, and open with it can manipulate your rods. And if you're walking on uneven grounds and you're not aware of it and you're leaning and all that sort of thing, that can also manipulate your rod. So it's up to the individual to be as open and as honest about it as possible. If you're not getting true readings, put it away, try another day.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they're not going to work. It's just they're not the right time, like yourself. Not the right time for you at that time. You think, oh, it's not working. It's just not the right time for you.
That's a good question too, because I've seen that.
Yeah. So right, let's do something with this. So if you're dowsing, if you're outside in the field looking for water, just make sure safety is paramount, that you are going to be safe to do it. You're not going to drop off the edge of a cliff or fall down a ditch and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that you're aware of your surroundings. I would say if you're doing that sort of thing, looking for water, do it in daylight. You don't need to do it in the dark. We're getting there.
That was a question. That was a question, Eric. See if you go back to Bill's question, because obviously he got a bit impatient there.
Yeah.
Explain how my pendulum works.
I've got to stand up there. I don't hold it, and this is a completely different kind of pendulum that I use. Shall I show you? I can show you. And I've also put pendulums inside glass bottles. Hang on. Okay.
Oh, I like that. I like that stand. That's actually pretty cool.
So there's one of the pendulums which it's used without holding, and you can also use it with sand. And there's another one that I put inside a glass bottle and have the lid tight.
Is it still your unconsciousness mind still activating it?
Yeah. So what can affect it? There must be pulses coming from somewhere. So if it's picking up on your pulses, it could still pick on your pulses without you even touching it.
Yeah.
So let's go into I've done the cranium. Hang on. Right. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Get your pendulum.
Okay.
Get your pendulum, right, or whatever it is that you want to use.
I'll get the pendulum.
Like,
I'm not going to use mine.
Okay.
Sorry, as I'm rattling.
So So some people hold it from the end, from that thing at the end. Some people hold it from a little ways down. You just got to hold it along the chain where you feel most comfortable.
All right.
Right, so find your spot where you feel comfortable. You're comfortable like that?
I got it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Right. Ask it from here. Ask it to show you a no, or you can shout at it, show me no. Up to you how you talk to your pendulum. It's your baby.
Get it?
If you want to.
Show me a no, please.
That's what I would do.
Show me a no.
Is it swinging? It's swinging.
Yeah.
Is it swinging in a certain direction?
Back and forth right now.
Back and forth, same as Eric's.
Okay. Stop it. So put your hand on your pendulum and stop it and keep it as still as possible. Okay. Now ask it to show you a yes.
Can you show me a yes answer, please?
Show me a yes.
Cool.
There you go.
Okay, so it's swinging that way now. Back and forth this way instead of this way.
What's yours doing, Lois? Is it moving differently?
Towards that. Aye, it's going more towards that way.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
doing it the opposite way.
Okay, so you've got your yes answer and you've got your no answer.
Okay.
Stop it again. Now, ask it a question that involves a yes or a no answer. So questions like, can you tell me what your name is, please? You're not going to get an answer.
Right.
So think about what you're going to ask your pendulum.
Wait, no, I don't know. And I don't know what to ask it.
I know, Eric, there's a question I'm going to put for you, for your pendulum. Okay. Are they going to find Elijah?
Am I going to find Elijah? Wait, I made it. Oh, yep. It's going the way it said yes before. Or no. Yeah, I asked the no question before, right? The first one.
So ask it, is somebody else going to find Elijah?
Okay. Somebody else going to find Elijah? Yes. Yep.
Are they going to find him soon?
Should I stop it again?
Yeah, stop it again.
Eric's done this.
Are they going to find him soon? Oh, yes. Yep. Really strong moving too.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill. Now my arm's getting sore.
Wait, do you want to go, Lois?
Yep.
Yeah, let me catch up.
I think self-consciously,
Okay.
will I still be doing my podcast in 5 years? Yes. Because it's going that way.
You'll be doing it in 10
Wow.
years. Like,
You'll
be like an old granny.
I'll still be here. That was quite mental. I would have never said, and that was quite wow. And that's the first time I've actually used this, guys, as you've seen. Pretty much first time out the packet tonight.
Can you ask
Shut
it?
up, Apple.
Ask it, is Richard Russell dizzy?
Is Richard Russell a dickhead?
No.
No. Bastard.
Yeah, it's official from the dowsing pendulum.
It says no. But that was quite mental, because I would have never thought I could work one of them, and then obviously I've taken this out the packet tonight. And so that was quite mental.
If you put that away, if you put that away now, when you get it out next, again, remember, show me a no, show me a yes, because it will change and fluctuate. When you get strong energy, when you're really in the zone, it can move like this. It could get quite dangerous, like smack yourself in the face with your pendulum.
I've seen that with the rods before, spinning around in a circle. And that person wasn't, doing this or anything. It's just holding them like this. In fact, I want to put my rods out. I want to take them out.
And again, so the rods, you are supposed to keep yourself relaxed.
Yeah, I'm going to relax.
Hold them level. Hold them as straight as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to walk in a direction. And when you get your positives, they're doing all sorts of weird things like this, Normally the cross is what we're looking for.
Answer, please.
This is better for working with ley lines.
Mm-hmm.
Finding ley lines, that sort of thing.
Finding stuff.
Finding lost items. If you lose your car keys, get your wire rod, get your L rods out.
Well, speaking about that, where are my car keys?
Go and walk around the room with Go and walk around the room with these and see if they can locate your keys. Or
it was answering me by sitting still the other day. In fact, that's the first ones I had was this to use instead of the pendulum. and they were giving me yes answers for asking questions about Xena because she passed. To see if she was around. And
Here's a good test to just as an exercise. Hide something in get the missus to hide something in the house, or like I did things like put an apple underneath people's chairs, and I would say the first one to find the apple gets a prize. And only using these, it was amazing how somebody who took to them really quickly got these, went straight to it, got the apple, held it. So here he is, bowls of water, all sorts. It's just getting to know your piece of equipment.
Yeah.
I've seen ladies with their handbags over their freezer counter doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Show me a no, show me a yes. Chicken, shall I have chicken tonight? And it went no. Shall I get myself a piece of fish? And it went yes. And that's what she did. She bought some fish. And that was a pensioner that did that with her handbag. I was most impressed. But you know what? You've just got to use it in a way that's going to be beneficial to you.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, when you're asking questions, sensible questions.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not going to give you the winning lottery numbers. I've tried it. Trust me. I've had my dowsing crystal over the little pieces of paper on the floor. Which are the winning lottery numbers this week? And no, I didn't win. Not even a tenner. So, So that is it, really. So that is dowsing in a nutshell. I don't suggest going across fields and digging holes looking for water. The best place I've ever used my dowsing rods was at Avebury Stone Circle. It picked up on the ley lines there, and the energies there are just something else. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Stone circles, if you get the opportunity to douse on a stone circle, do it, because you will be blown away. You will be blown away with what results.
When I come over and go to Stonehenge, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I would also suggest reading up on dowsing as much as you can to fully understand it. There are some great publications. I would go for the older ones. Okay. Where you see these pictures of these black and white pictures of men with their dowsing crystals or their wire rods and that. If you really want to learn about dowsing, you have to go back in time to be able to fully understand it. Yeah. And it's got to be a personal journey. It has to be a personal journey. If you're feeling a bit shitty and under the weather and you get your dowsing crystal out, are you really going to get the answers that you're seeking guidance for? I don't think so.
Yes, William, we're talking about dowsing.
At least I think we are, love. Cheeky monkey.
So, cleansing crystals. If you have a dowsing crystal, right, I would suggest, this is my own personal suggestion, I wouldn't let anybody touch this one or play with this one. Yeah. I have other dowsing crystals that they could, but this is my dowsing crystal. It has my energy, or my ooze, as I call it, on this. This is solely for me. If you are allowing other people to touch your crystals, I suggest cleansing. Some crystals you can run underwater. Some you have to smudge or pass it through to smoke. Outside in the moonlight. Be careful though, because some crystals, if you run it underwater, they tend to fizzle away and disappear. Yeah. So just make sure it's a crystal that you can run underwater. If a lot of people are handling your crystals, you must cleanse. Bye, Richard. Yes, but it's got to be personal preference, and you really got to understand, what am I dowsing for? What is it? Do I really need that? Do I really want to know the answer? Because you can get false readings from it. Yeah. So again, it's it's up to the individual. You know, don't think about what it is you want to. What is it you want to gain from it?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know if anyone has used dowsing to find archaeology. When I say archaeology, like in a field, you know, when metal detectorists go, have they used dowsing to find anything of any like coinage, old settlements, that sort of thing? I really would like to know if anyone's done that in recent years, because I think that would be something else, you know. If up here, quite spoiled for that. Noreen, it depends on your crystal.
Okay.
It really depends on your crystal. If you see my crystal, I can run under cold water, and I can wash this like I wash my hands.
Yeah.
You know, when my hands get dirty, I'm forever washing my hands, you know. So I'm lucky with this one, I can do that. But it depends on you, your crystal, and if you've got the time to do it.
Why did it all of a sudden that pop in my head that that's the way I find that treasure that I'm supposed to find?
Maybe that's what you should be doing, dowsing for it.
Yeah, I'll have to do it when I get over there. I'll have to bring them. Or buy a pair over there. I'm sure I could find a place that sells them.
Yeah.
What was
What's
that?
that?
That was Stephen blowing his nose from the bathroom, so it must be bad if you guys can hear it.
I can hear that. Like, did somebody talk? No, wait. Okay.
Thought he went into the bathroom, so you didn't hear it.
Well, they heard you, clearly.
We heard you.
I thought it was a ghost.
You sounded like Nelly the elephant.
Thank you.
An elephant never forgets.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, as dowsing's interesting. I've not used it to find water yet.
Under full moon.
Just me.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
I imagine he would be one of the top people that know how to do it. So.
If you have senolite crystals, senolite, do not put it in water because it will disappear.
Okay.
It will just evaporate in front of your eyes.
I do have white sage. Would that be okay?
Yeah, white sage. Pass it through the smoke. Do your incantation. Ask for, you know, all the gunk to be taken away. You can run it under. I don't know if you've ever done this, William, or see, William's quite lucky where he is. He can get the cleansing waters where he is, but I use moon water a lot, and it's not more water that's come from the moon. I fill up jars of water, big canisters of water, and leave it outside in the back garden so the full moon rays soaked in go through the water, and that's what I will drink throughout the course of the month and use it for all sorts of things.
Wow.
Call it moon water. It's not moon water, it's just water left outside in the full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. See how you feel, Lois. Drink some moon water.
I think I will, and if I wake up like 20 years younger, I'll be happy.
I give some to Dan. Dan, you go, oh, look at my hair's growing back because I've got this lovely moon water.
I'll be like, come here now, pleat your hair.
Oh, bless you.
Talk about hair. I started using mine a few years ago, and I used to have hair longer below my shoulders. Now I don't have any.
Oh, poor Eric.
I've always got told to recharge them, put them on the windowsill. You can put them on the windowsill, but depending on what the crystal is, if you're using points, do not point them into the room, because if they're charged with negative rubbish that you're trying to cleanse and get rid of, you're just pointing it into the room directly at where you're sitting and things like that, or sleeping. So windowsill is a good one, but again, if you're using points, don't have the point pointing into the room, away from the room. That's quite important. Personally, I would want to. Oh yeah, we done Williams. I tend to smudge. I do love a smudge. You can smudge with joss sticks. You can smudge with sage. You can smudge outside on an open on a like through the fire, or when the fire's going out and you've got the smoke. You know, it's all again. It's a matter of choice. There's no right or wrong way. You just got to find the way that's good for you. Some people bury their crystals.
Really?
Yeah. I can't do that. I would forget where they are. It'll be like a few years later down the road, I'll be doing the gardening. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a crystal. What's that doing there? Oh, yeah, I must have buried it.
I would actually be using my pendulum going, right, what direction did I bury that crystal? Because I would forget. They would be buried everywhere.
William says the old witch's way would be to bury the crystals in the air for a couple of days and place them under the moon. Now, now you wouldn't read that in any book. Yeah, this is what I was saying, William. Honestly, I couldn't do that. I'd forget where they are. I'd forget all about them. They'd be under there for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I buried something for the kids when they were younger, and I said, "Oh, go in the back garden and go treasure hunting," you know. And it was just silly little trinkets that I buried. They'd forgotten all about them, couldn't find them, must have got bored, and we forgot all about it. And years later, I was digging them up. Yeah. So I couldn't trust myself. I wouldn't know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite funny, isn't it?
At least you have got pendulums. We've all got pendulums and dowsing rods to find our shit.
Yeah.
I have a pendulum Ouija board.
Whoa.
That's an idea.
And I've never used it. I have a pendulum Ouija board and I've got no clue how to use it at all. I thought, there's a Ouija board for my collection. And it's in the box on the shelf somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Never got it out. Never ever got it out. I don't even know what the theory is behind it, but
No idea. Talking about Ouija boards, I've got mine resting on my lap because that's what obviously my partner bought me.
Oh, wow.
And then
get your dowsing crystal and get it to douse over the letters.
I could try that. It's because I'd been talking to you guys about wanting a Ouija board, and Stephen kept saying no. And then was it my birthday? It was either my birthday or Christmas. He got me it, and it was so funny. And that's how I got the pendulum with it, because that was included. I'd got obviously the board and its wee thing, and then I got the other thing with the crystal, and I was fascinated because of the crystal. But then when obviously I seen your two pendulums, I was like, oh, I've got one and it's there. So that's me just opened up tonight, and I've had it for ages.
You're meant to use it, girl.
I mean, I know Ouija boards are just tools, but I still don't like them, so I don't use them.
I have so many Ouija boards, it's unreal. I've even got a Ouija board with Patty, the Bigfoot, in it.
Oh, wow.
I've got a Bigfoot Ouija board.
Oh, wow.
I've got soft Ouija boards, hard Ouija boards, handmade Ouija boards. I've got an original 1960s Parker Brothers Ouija boards. I like a Ouija board. But my favourite Ouija board of all is that one that comes from Salem that has all the letters and the numbers all jumbled up. So they're not in the original arc shape. They're all jumbled up. So anyone pushing the planchette will have great difficulty finding the right letter for,
Yeah.
So
I can get a Ouija board box that I can make a REM pod out of, but
it's called a Kryptonique Ouija board. I think it's called Kryptonique.
Cool.
But that is the Ouija board. If anyone says to me, do you recommend one? That would be the one that I would recommend, because it's not your box standard. and it's very hard to fake. You have to really trust the people that you're doing it with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Ouija boards that glow in the dark, Ouija boards that light up when you touch a planchette. I've just collected them over years because they were so taboo. I had to have them.
Yeah.
If somebody tells you no, I need to have it more.
I must admit, I love when I see people that say, please don't use Ouija boards, you burn, you'll go to hell, you have so many problems. But then
I know it's
I've
just
seen mixed review of them. Doesn't matter what Ouija board
Yep,
you may have, it's
exactly.
not the, yep.
Totally agree. It's the intention that you're
Yep.
putting into it. It's all about intention.
And I know that up here, my logical brain says, yeah, I know that. But then I'm like, I don't like them.
Do you know, a Ouija board is no more dangerous. In fact, this is more dangerous than a Ouija board, right? Think about this.
Oh, the tarot deck? Yeah.
Right, so a tarot deck, right?
Right.
You sit there with a tarot deck and you give somebody a reading. If you're not being honest and open about that reading, again, it's intentions, and that person is hanging on to every single word that you're telling them, that's what makes this more dangerous than a Ouija board, because it can affect their life. Again, the Ouija board, it's all about the intention and the environment and how you're using it and how the other person is receiving the messages. If your intention is bad, it then goes into that person.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll be scarred for life over that. So I really do think that intention is the key element here. Even with dowsing, isn't the intention?
In
And it
fact, I'm
doesn't
going
help you have.
to be getting my first deck of cards soon.
Yoo-hoo, Lorna. Yoo-hoo. I like it when she says yoo-hoo. Love that.
It doesn't help when you get drunken idiots that decide to use a Ouija board and have no clue.
Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. And they shit themselves when it works.
Do you know what? It makes me laugh, right? So people get the Ouija boards out. Oh, I've got to cleanse it. Well, keep it clean. It's just good it's just good housekeeping. But then it's like, oh, we'll get silly on the Ouija board. We'll ask silly questions. And when things start getting frantic, somebody could be pushing it. They're not looking at that. They're just so lost in what's happening.
Yeah.
And it affects people's psyche. Honestly, really. I won't do a Ouija board really with other people. I'd rather sit in the background, watch and protect the people, I suppose, and pull them away when I can see that they're getting a bit.
Well, the only proper one that I've ever saw was that live that you'd had with Dan and you when he had it on his lap, and he said, "No, I don't like that," and you put it away.
What happened was the planchette moved on its own, and it was only me and Dan using it. I had my hands off. I was just watching it, and Dan. Viv, are you pushing it? Open your eyes and look down. And he'd already had his finger off, and I'd see it moving on its own. And it did it in a zigzag shape in front of Dan's eyes. He then, I don't like that. Let's put it away. It really upset him to the point where he wouldn't use Ouija boards with other people because he doesn't trust them not to push it. We've seen too much of that going on. When he actually see this thing moving on his own, it shit him to the point where he really has to be in a good position before he'll do it again.
Yeah.
And he says, right now, I'm not ready for it. So, yeah, it did spook him a little bit. I was amazed. It's like, wow, what are they trying to say? You know, and he was like, no, I'm not having that, Viv. I'm not having that.
I can imagine them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why I like the one finger idea, you know, where you just put one finger on it and then like table tipping.
Do you know what I say? Blindfold the fuckers so they can't see where the letters are. Then have someone just sitting there quietly in the background writing down the answers. And then see if you get common sense. You don't They don't, because I swear people just push it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Whether they know or they're pushing it indirectly, you know. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a
blindfold.
problem, but I like that idea.
And
Definitely.
Lorna, get a Kryptonic Ouija board. So put a normal Ouija board down first.
Mm.
And then once they're blindfolded, swap it over and put a Kryptonic one in, because all the letters are higgledy-piggledy and all over the place.
Yeah.
And then see if
that's
they
a-
can get sense. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah, no, all right.
it's now used as a piece of, it's like a gimmick really that people just pull out on
Mm.
paranormal investigations.
Yeah.
Aye.
You know?
Shame.
I'd say get everyone sitting around the Ouija board without a planchette and just put the fingers on the side of the board and ask the spirit to move it across the floor.
That would be pretty cool today. As well as you say, blindfold them, because then you can't have one that's going like that, like totally moving them. That is actually a pretty good shout.
Put white noise in their ears so they can't hear the questions. They're just sitting there, and just say to them, if you hear anything through the white noise, shout it out. And have a voice recorder down by the side of the Ouija board, so it's also picking up on anything that gets spoken by spirit, because sometimes spirit are lazy. They don't want to be pushing a planchette round.
Yeah.
They'll just speak it, you know, and you'll miss it if you don't have the voice recorder there. But yeah, I'd play around with it. You know, it's a bit naughty because it's duping people, the investigator. But they're bloody good experiments, I think. And spirit doesn't mind if it's something new, and you're respectful.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, guess what time it is?
Oh, it's the jar of gloom, or the jar of black tea.
No, it's your
Yeah, your turn, Lois.
Your turn,
Yeah,
Lo.
all right. Well, I'll blame Jay for this week's subject. He could blame me next week for next week's subject. So stop.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, you got a few.
Yeah.
Jeez,
1,
oh.
2, 3, 4, or 5.
3.
3 is the magic number.
Exorcisms next week.
Oh, is it?
Yep. I can't
Exorcisms.
Love it.
see. Exorcisms.
Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh,
Thank
ooh.
you. That'll be a good one. It's
Yeah.
an interesting subject. It really is.
No, this is what. She's a little bit more than
Yes.
you understand. So, tell them.
Do you know what? Somebody tried to teach me years and years ago how using the art of divination
Mm.
for the crystal ball.
Oh, really?
Right. So go and get yourself a crystal ball. So I spent a lot of money and got this all singing, all dancing.
Mm.
Crystal ball. It was about this so big, followed all the rules, cleansed it, kept it covered, all the rest of it. And I spent months and months and months and months trying to work with this crystal ball. I even slept with the crystal ball, you know. Anyhow, they said, oh, you can, take this crystal ball, you'll see mist and murk and it will clear and it will give you a very good picture.
Mhm.
I saw the mist and murk, saw that really well. I thought, I'm getting something here. I got so excited, it cleared and I saw nothing but the reflection of my eyeball.
Oh,
That was it. And every time I got this thing out, all I could see was my eyeball. I saw the mist.
Yeah.
And when that mist cleared away, it's just my eyeball.
Man.
And I'd take it out from time to time and give it a go, and I get nothing. So not every piece of divination or tool that you use for divination is maybe right for you. For me, the crystal ball is not my thing. But I am trying to revive an old form of divination, which is reading the bones.
Yeah.
oh.
and I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I'm struggling, but I'm going to keep going. Whether it'll take me the next 20 years to learn how to read the bones. They're plastic bones. I don't have real ones, but
I've seen somebody use runes, but never bones.
yeah,
Not
no,
like you watch a movie and it's on, you know.
the bones or sticks, isn't it? Sticks.
Mhm.
William would
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Tea leaves. I
If I-
read tea leaves. Yes, I can read tea leaves. I've been doing that for years. My nan taught me how to do that.
That's cool.
This is
Um,
what I'm the most curious about, right? When it
Mhm.
comes to tea leaves. How the hell can you read tea leaves?
I
I,
cheat.
I
You
don't
cheat?
know that. Like I don't get it.
I cheat. So when you read tea leaves, it depends on what's being shown in the cup and where precisely it is in the cup.
Okay.
So you've
Right.
got past, present, future within the cup. Okay. You then well, you'll see images and pictures within the cup, which actually have meanings.
Okay.
Right.
I cheat. And this is I'll tell you how I cheat now. I cheat because I have a spirit guide. Yeah, see, I have a spirit guide that comes in, or the person that I'm reading for. Like if I'm reading yours, Lois, your gran
Right.
he might come in, stand next to me, and say, "Oh, do you see that pound sign there? Doesn't mean she's going to get any money. It means she's going to be having to pay her bill shortly, so she needs to just keep
Wow.
it under wraps, you know,
Okay.
blah, 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 blah." So I'm getting the message from your nan to tell you
Uh-huh.
about what I'm seeing in the cup, and she's telling me about it. So that's the way I cheat. So
Ah, right. Because
so
I
not
often wonder
everyone can
between-
cheat.
Yeah.
In fact, see when you've mentioned bones, there was something that you told me about a while ago about a shop. I think it was a shop that actually sold
Yeah.
really,
that's
Yes.
Real human
and I
bones.
can't remember the life yet for the name of it.
It's the
And-
fifth corner.
Because I did like the page in my old profile, but I haven't got it in my new profile. And the other day I was trying so hard to remember what you told me, and I couldn't.
It's called Curiosities. It's got a Facebook page. It's
Yeah.
Curiosities from the Fifth Corner. The
Okay,
guy that owns that business is called Henry Scragg, and he does sell human medical grade bones and
Curiosity from the
artifacts.
fifth corner.
Yeah, and he is fully legit, and he's one of the few licensed in the UK to be able to sell these things.
Yeah, I thought
They're
that was
not
pretty cool.
they're not cheap, but they're good quality.
Yeah.
He doesn't sell rubbish.
I don't like the way this is set up.
He's got a website as well, so you can have a look on his website.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to like this new AI chat or thing when you look up
Yeah.
stuff, and I don't like that. The heck, I can't even find what I want.
So me and phones and technology. Yeah.
That's a you thing that I noticed for StreamYard. See when you go to put up a picture, it gives you like, two options now. You can either upload a picture or create AI for a picture. I thought that was quite interesting. I've never
Yeah.
pressed the button. I'm like, I'm not messing about with the unknown.
Google it first or YouTube it first, Lo, so you get the download, and then so you're like, oh yeah. Okay, I'll try that.
I'll try that next time, but no.
Nicola says she's seen things in a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what have you seen, Nicola?
Yeah.
What if I don't want AI? Why the heck?
AI is coming in a lot now.
Well, it only gives me one thing that says ask AI anything, and that's how you look up stuff. But it won't let me actually look it up like before. Just switch to the AI stupid thing and you can't get it off.
It reminds me of me and my house phone. So for the last couple of weeks, the phone line's been dead. Sandy, you need to sort out the house phone. It's like, have you paid the bill? What's going on? Anyway, today he messaged BT and it switched over to digital and nobody told us. We have to plug it straight into the router now.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got my house phone back.
uh,
I was like, Andy, ring them up and see if they got the money because it comes out by direct debit. What's going on? So funny. So, guys, tomorrow night at 8:00, Dan, Eric, and myself have a guest. We have the wonderful Tim Smith coming on, who is a paranormal investigator and a cryptid hunter, and he's based here in the UK.
Cool.
And I know as recently as last week, he snapped something very interesting while out on a paranormal investigation.
Wow.
He may have caught evidence of a cryptid. So we've got him on tomorrow, and we'll find all about Tim Smith. Who is he? What does he do? Where does he go? And who does he go with? I mean, if you want to know anything about Tim Smith, tomorrow night, come into the chat and we can put lots and lots and lots of questions to him. Thursday, what's going on with you, Lo?
Well, on Wednesday, you've got Nick Files with a crossover with Two of the Gravenback to finally finish off the tornado outbreak. And then that's when I get sacked from... oh, wow, Nicola. That sounds pretty cool.
She saw.
You want to see it again?
Ooh!
Pretty
Interesting.
cool. Pretty cool. Then I'll get sacked for the Nick Files. Used and abused and kicked out. Now, so on to the Gravenback on Thursday.
No, don't stand for it. Just tell them no.
Yeah, that's me.
No.
Chopped it. Thursday, we're talking about the Black Sun,
No.
the symbol. So that'll be an interesting one. On Friday, I have Michael, I'm just going to say UK because I can't pronounce his second name. He's on Paralinx. He's from Paralinx. He's a good guy. He sounds really down to earth. So I've got him on Friday. That's pretty much me to Tuesday again.
Right. And Eric, are you back on the Dark Mirror on Monday?
No, I think they only had me on, because we were talking about Wisconsin, and then Wayne wasn't on the last time before that. I don't think I'm going to be on again. If they asked me, I'll go on. But
yeah, because our Eric's been moonlighting, and he's doing stuff with a guy called Josh Minolta. Momoa. Josh Momoa. He's the love child of Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
He kind of does look like him, to be honest.
He does.
He does. But it's all good stuff. But Eric's back with us tomorrow night anyway, so we'll be probing Tim Smith, and in a good way. You petty people, don't think of it like that. And hopefully Dan will be able to join us tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so.
And we'll get back into the swing of things. But I think we'll draw the show to a close.
Okay.
Because I can hear voices downstairs.
Well,
no, don't be nervous. There's no need to be nervous. We'll treat you gently. It's not a problem. Eric, get your hard questions out tomorrow.
Okay, I will.
I didn't realise he was watching. So join us tomorrow if you can. You can always watch our shows on Catch Up. We don't take them down off the sites. Some of them are also uploaded to YouTube, so you can watch us on Catch Up. It's not a problem.
Night, night, honey.
Night, everyone. Right, we are
Night,
going.
everyone.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
We'll see you later.
Bye.